Ciao Juventini, Alberto here, and I've got all your news surfacing around Juventus. Another target named for Juve. We'll take a look at this target and go through the details. We've got status reports on certain players leading up to this weekend's Bergamo trip in a matchup that's going to have implications at the top of the table. And then English media reports that there's going to be a chase for our star man. We'll take a look at that and all the other news surfacing around Juventus. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. We're to kick things off with this new target name for Juventus. So the target is Sudakov from Shakhtar. All right. So the Ukrainian trequartista apparently has been scouted by Juventus on multiple occasions in Champions League and on international duty. And they do think highly of the player. Will they strike up a move? Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Nothing could come of it, but he is being listed as a potential target for Juventus. Also, we've got a journalist that's claiming he was speaking to a Milan player's agent, and that agent told them that Juve is going to be making a serious push over the next Mercato sessions for Kean Thuram, and they do believe he's going to be a top-class talent. Now, take everything obviously with a grain of salt, and this is kind of relayed information from this journalist to this Milan player's agent. Do they actually know what's going on? Who knows? We have had a lot of news about Kean Thuram and Juve really looking at him. I still stand behind my personal feelings on it that there's going to be too many teams in the chase for Kean Thuram, and I think financially it's going to be very, very tough for Juventus to swing. But who knows? Anything can happen. Hojberg still listed as an option for Juventus. And what's interesting here is that Perisic has become injured for Tottenham. This could help reignite the interest in Filip Kostic for Tottenham. Will something go down in the winter mercado? Of course, we have to wait and see. But Kostic, I still don't believe that Max Allegri is going to want to part with him, especially mid-season. That's just me. That's how I feel. But nonetheless, these are the rumors floating around as of today. Rugani apparently is ready to accept a salary cut in order to extend at Juventus. I actually don't have a problem with this. He's been finally reliable over the past 2.5 seasons, and he's happy to be lower on the depth chart. There's not a problem. Like I said, you make the salary manageable to a number that you're comfortable with. I have no problem with this extension, okay? Now, as far as the reports out of England, so there are multiple sources reporting that Manchester United is going to go in for Federico Chiesa, all right? So, again, I don't doubt that there's going to be clubs going after Chiesa and that he's going to have interest in everything. And they report that Juve would be happy with a 60 million price tag. Look, Juve's stance is the same. They want to extend Federico Chiesa. And I think this season, already only 6 games in, you can see how critical it is for Juventus to lock this guy up. This has to happen. It's not even something to contemplate. If we're talking about world-class players at Juventus, right now, it's essentially him. And he's bringing the attitude, he's bringing the fight, he's backing up his words on the pitch. And right now, there's really nobody that's at the level Federico Chiesa is at for Juventus. If you take him away, this team would suffer tremendously, all right? So it's a no-brainer, lock him up. The good news is that Juventus is going to be locking him up. Apparently, the reports suggest that before the end of 2023, all right? So possibly even in this fall, Giuntoli is going to get the extension done for Federico Chiesa, all right? So no-brainer there, and I'll be quite honest, I don't think Federico Chiesa wants to go to the Premier League, and I believe he wants to stay Juventus, and I believe he wants to be a catalyst for turning the tide at Juventus. I believe all of that strong-heartedly. Lock him up, Juve. Lock him up. Now, as far as player status is heading into the weekend's trip against Bergamo, obviously expect Chiesa to be getting the start. Max Allegri is going to be banking on him a lot, and rightfully so. He's been consistently our main focal point and driving force offensively, all right? Kean, still a doubt for the trip to Bergamo, still having some shin issues, and he may not be on the squad list this weekend. Vlahovic dealing with some back pain. However, he should be good to start this weekend against Atalanta, and this matchup is going to have major implications at the top of the table. Bergamo. So Atalanta, they are sitting 1 point behind us in the table on 12 points. Juve's at 13 points. And dropping the game yesterday to Sassuolo, Inter is at 15 points now, tied with AC Milan at top of the table. So, again, a little bit of a blackout for Juventus against Sassuolo, but here we are right in the thick of things, all right? Keep it on. Keep the pressure on those teams at the top. Stay tight in that race for when they really get spread out. And let's get the job done. This weekend's match against Atalanta away in Bergamo is going to be another test for this Juventus side. So they passed their first test, which would have been Lazio. But based on Lazio's results, not so sure it's something that measurements can be taken from. But this one against Atalanta, I believe it will be. Big one coming up this weekend. Last, certainly not least, Juve and Torino. The Derby della Mola is sold out. This is going to be the last stand for the Ultras. So as planned before, they are going to be at this game, okay? And then after that, they're going to be walking away again until they get what they want, which is the same treatment that the away fans get in our stadium to bring drums, banners, etc. And the latest rumblings I heard today is that there are discussions taking place between Ultras representatives and Juventus. We will see what happens. That wraps up your news break to today, everybody. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and let me know what you think in the comments about all the news you heard here today. Let's mix it up. Can't wait to hear from you all, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juve, ciao tutti.